Hi, Alan SoCal. I am reviewing the Comica. It's their Vimo C wireless mic system, and it's a system in a couple of ways. Number one, it is a system. You've got transmitter, receiver, so that's the system. However, evidently, Comica has three versions of the Vimo C series. The one that I'm reviewing and the one that I received is in fact the Vimo C2, meaning two transmitters, one receiver. There's a version 1, which is just one transmitter. And then there's another version 3, which is the same transmitter and receiver, but it includes a battery charging case, a storage case that also is a charging device for all three of the products. If you don't have, as I don't in this kit, if you don't have the charging case, you're then going to be using their USB-A to USB-C, and I think it's a triple out cable, so you can charge all three items at once off your own charging block. But of course, if you've got that case, then all of the charging can occur in the case when you put all the pieces back into their home base, and that base has a charging battery. The reason I'm doing all of this right now, just explaining, is because I want you to have enough audio to make a judgment as to what you think of this system. I've already played around with it. I will tell you, I did have to readjust the volume level, or what I would call the gain level, for the transmitter I'm wearing right now. And the reason being, I'm recording into an A6400, a Sony mirrorless camera on video, and the adjustment on the audio gain in the camera is typically set at a value of 14. And that is what I use for my daily lapel mic wireless system. So when I switched over to this system, it turned out the transmitters evidently were set rather high. And by tapping on the volume button on the receiver, I evidently brought it down to mid-range. So I shouldn't have as much noise, although you may not have heard it, but there would have been some added gain noise, background hissing, etc. So that's it. That's my review. I've heard the audio. I think it's pretty darn good. It's at least as good as my lapel mic, although these don't have lapel mics. I prefer a lapel mic because it gets the transmitter in a position where I can actually remote locate it from the lapel mic itself, where I can either hide it behind me or literally put it in an elevated area away from obstructions, where if I'm wearing it here on the front side, so to speak, if I've got anything in front of me that could reduce the line of sight to the receiver, that's one of the downsides of not having a remote microphone abled transmitter. So I'll leave you with that thought. I still think it's a pretty good system. You don't have to deal with a lapel mic or an external mic, but in my case, I have found over the few years that I've been using wireless mics that a plug-in lapel mic or a plug-in capable transmitter is an advantage. But then when I look at the price, the current price, it reflects the fact that it's a clip-on. It reflects the fact that it doesn't have the battery charging case. But that aside, and just judging it on what you get, I felt it was a fair value. And I thought it was good quality as far as a wireless mic.